Hello once again. Thought we'd start this little session out with taking a couple of pictures of some of the stuff I've done, just some of the smaller stuff that's hanging around the house here. We'll just take a quick run by. First thing we got here is a tractor. Try and get you straight there. There we go. That looks a little better. Moving down. Not sure what I ever called him. He was just something. A little ducky and a candle holder in the background. Go down, a handful of more tractors. A very plain motorcycle. It makes a more complex one, but that just happens to be the one around. And we'll come over here and we'll take a look at some friends of mine. They're little bicycle men. As we zoom back on them, you'll get a better idea of what they look like. These are made from bicycle parts and teapots. Kind of fun. Been making them a long time, actually, along with cats and dogs and chickens out of bicycle parts. So, give me a second here. We'll wander back into the other room and we'll carry on with this. And we're back. Learned a couple of things since the last one. Number one, it's vlogging, not video blogging. Apparently my terminology was incorrect, as was the critique from my eldest daughter. The second was turn the camera the other way. So hopefully this works better for you. And anyway, what we just saw was some of the smaller pieces I make, generally just what was in the house. The room we were in is actually the room that eventually is going to be the gallery section of what I do. Being I'm out in the middle of nowhere, there's not a lot of road traffic, so it's not high on the priorities. Also learned another thing, and I'm sure you'll be happy to hear this. The phone I'm using has a fairly limited memory capacity, so the length of these videos is fairly limited. So I'll have to shut up eventually. So we'll just go on a little bit. I've been working in the metal for about 20 years now, off and on. But yeah, pretty much basically 20 years. Started with old bicycle parts because that was what was available at the time. And just continued on with, as my studio moved from place to place, with whatever scrap metal or bits and pieces I could find to fill the void. The studio is fairly small, but it seems to do for what I need to do. So now that we have a rough idea what I do, you've got some basis to come from. Just cover a little bit of the other things that are going to show up in the video. Unfortunately, one of the primary problems that we're going to end up discussing probably more than we want to is there's always the financial issue that all artists face when you're trying to do this for a living. It's an ongoing thing. It's a struggle to keep body and soul together, so that's going to run in here and there. And also, in my personal case, I suffer from chronic depression, which is part of my art and part of who I am, and I talk about it openly, and there will probably be a video or two, or a vlog or two, covering solely how I deal with the depression, and I get through it from day to day. I'll also try and cover sort of some of the day-to-day stuff that goes on around here, the amount of time it takes to wash dishes in a tub and wash clothes in a pail, carrying my water up from downstairs in the basement because there's really no running water here. Just the general things that are a little different from the standards. Some of my building processes, which is always fun because I'm a horrible carpenter. I build everything from scrap material if I can possibly find it. And so we'll probably touch on one or two other things. The joys of trying to sell the stuff in small shows. I anticipate doing a vlog from Peyton probably in a week or so, I have a fairly major showing down there at a friend's gallery. So we'll go down there and I'll take you for a tour and show you what's going on down there. And maybe in the meantime, we'll stick in one or two more little excerpts on my fine life. I'll try and get you out to the studio after a bit and give you an idea what goes on in this, what the studio looks like and what the yard looks like, and just generally we'll get an idea of how it happens around here. So for now, I'll let you go because I'm running into the 5-minute mark, and that's about when my phone tells me I can't record anymore. So I will upload this and make an effort. The one thing I have discovered is my editing is very limited. I can't splice video together. I'll try and edit out some of the cruder parts of this one, but probably won't happen. So be aware that you will probably get crude video because I make crude art and I live a fairly crude lifestyle, and there are those who would probably say I'm a little crude myself. And so be it. I is what I is. Thank you again for listening, and remember, when you're out there, be kind to one another, because that's pretty much all we got at the end of the day. You all take care, and we will talk to you again soon.